Oh, welcome back my gardening friends, and happy birthday to me. Let's have a birthday end of Mayish allotment garden tour. Giant cabbages doing well, and the pipes are there for watering and feeding. We always water at the bottom, right underneath the roots, so the roots go down, hold the cabbages upright. And the old barrel circles thingy-mabobs are there to support the cabbage when it gets rather large, and it does work. And we can always put a few slug pellets inside without worrying about the birds getting them in the cage. We'll see how they are in September for the Malvern Autumn Giant Vegetable Show. Nature will always find a way. This used to be the strawberry bed, and a few runners have got behind, and it'll get us a few extra strawberries. Lots of empty cloth bags from a recent cannabis compost find, unscrupulously dumped by the growers because of all the beds we're filling. A lot of the compost that we had down here is all gone. The blackberries are looking really lush, and if I get a chance I'll give them a nice feed of comfrey to help the fruit. Remember, the nitrogen is to get the green growth, comfrey to hopefully get us some nice berries. The autumn fruiting, I've even seen some flowers on those, and they've had their nitrogen feed. They'll have some comfrey again nearer the time. Does anybody want any rhubarb? I'm going to, the best crown is down at the bottom. You can probably see that if the sun's not playing havoc with you. So we've already shortened this once. I'm going to take a lot more out and build some more of the beds, the raised beds. From Vegega, I'll remember in a minute. Vegega. As you can see, there's plenty of rhubarb here, and they've either liked the weather or liked what I've done to them in preparation. It's all about the preparation. Here's the potatoes. Took the labels out the top now because they'll soon be growing. And we've got the little trays that the cannabis growers use to sit these pots on. Get them all down there. The summer fruiting. We cut all these back, everyone down. These grew last year, didn't give me nothing, so I now know that they're summer fruiting. So we'll be looking for all the new shoots down there and saving those for next year, so we'll have a continuous yearly crop. But if you do struggle to find out how to prune the lot off, you just have 1 year missed out. Tulips are dying back nicely now, exposing all the strawberries. I'm in two minds whether to water or not. Once I start watering, I need to continue watering. I'll let those roots go right down and grab whatever moisture's left in the ground, because as most people know, if we get rain just before the strawberries form, etc., they tend to rot. We've had quite a nice long dry spell at the moment. I've taken half of the Bocking 14 comfrey, and of course what happens then, it flops over. But the bees will enjoy that. I don't want to take it all. I've took half from this one and just over half of this one, and once the new growth starts coming, which it doesn't take long, once that gets up and starts flowering, I'll take the rest of that. And normally I pop it in the comfrey pipe, but breaking each leaf off with the time that I've got, which I haven't got, I've dumped it in the wheelie bin. Everything. I haven't got to worry. And it just take a while to start to break down, but once it starts breaking down, you keep adding more and the juices will flow. And you'll end up with something like that, which you can use at 1 to 40 or 1 to 20 instead of 1 to 10 when it's been steeped in water. The concentrate is just the juices on its own. Once it starts the composting breaking down, the juices fall down into the container. Well, a few more of the pears have dropped off in the June fall. We're still in May. But I'm happy with getting anything. That's the main thing, just to get something. A lot of them haven't set, but we did have that frost, so we're just happy to get something. Outdoor giant vegetables, the giant carobi, giant swede, beetroot, surplus cabbages, swedes here I believe, or carobi, and then some of the giant carrots. And as you can see here, I've been doing a little bit of mulching with the compost that we've collected recently. And again, here we go, we're watering the bottom, not the top, so the roots go down. Hopefully they'll get as big as we can. And as you can probably see there, I've got a good 3 to 4 inches of compost. So this is how it comes in the bags. Again, not a very good grow. Not many roots there in the cocoa coir, and it breaks down really easily. And that helps retain the moisture. And these cloth bags, I think these are probably 20 litre, but no doubt my follow allotment ears here on this site will take those. The last lot of bags I've took, they've all taken them. They're quite expensive, you're looking at about £8, probably £10 to fill them, £18, but of course if they make £1,000 on a plant, they just dump all their waste. The Andermatt plastic free netting doing okay. This system seems to be working all right, and the company did mention to me that it does last for 3 years in the right conditions. Obviously if you've pegged it down in the soil at the bottom, then that would cause some issues, but no, it's holding up really well, and I hope to get a good 3 years out of it. More potatoes here. I haven't put these on the trays because I have noticed that the wood chips and worms underneath, so I'm going to leave these, see if these make a difference. Just got a little bit of weeding to do on the wildflower wildlife garden. Must top the water up as well for the birds, and it won't be long before we have the flowers on that. Never grew very well at home, but it's doing really well here. And the bug hotel, they must like it. They haven't moved out. So this is the Vegega raised garden beds, 20 years plus lifetime. I found time to put the protective edge strip round the top, because if you do walk next to these, it could catch you, so just make sure you do everything that they say. And in the link is a link below, an affiliated link. You can have a little look at them, and if you purchase anything from there, it just helps my channel out. Steve Digwell Green Fingers, the single seed potato challenge. Lovely flower on those. Hope they don't finish too early. The gravity fed wick guttering system. There's guttering in there, and there's some lovely weeds growing in those at the moment. Need to find time to set that up. And, there's the stainless steel sprayer, still working well. No issues with the pipe coming out the top. The links to that are in the description below if you're interested. Expensive, but by gum, that's going to last me a lifetime if looked after. Now this is a little experiment with the Andermatt Insectonet. So we've got that composting away, as well as the Cool Job gloves packaging. They said it breaks down, so we've got it chucked in there. Jerusalem artichokes in a bucket of stones, growing really well. And then some more of the Digwell green fingers potato. So it's a single seed potato, so we've got 4 pots there growing away. Not much homemade compost left, or soil from the original Wildflower Wildlife Garden. Still got to find time to line and fill these. We've still got plenty of material, and the condor potatoes are growing now really well. Again, they're getting watered every night, and every other night they get fed as well as the giants, all the giant vegetables. Find a space, put something, and there's all the other potato. I think these are 25 litre, 30 litre pots. Some with just 2 seeds in, some with a few more. Some of these are my save seed, but we did treat myself this year to a few extra new seeds where they were cheap, small but cheap. So once all these have dried, I'll keep a few for myself and then put some out for my fellow plot holders to help themselves to. Not much happening with the blueberries, so they'll be coming out and being potted up into pots. And there's lots and lots of lovely fruit, from red currants to white currants, gooseberries. Cool Job have now got some extra large thorn proof gloves they're sending me. That'll be useful to be able to lift these branches up to expose the gooseberries without screaming like a girl. Just can't wait. Come on, change colour. And these summer fruiting raspberries in the cage. Won't be long before we're harvesting those. The netting in here is a good size for the pollinators to get in and out. And I'm using these strops, second-hand, reuse, repurpose, to keep everything upright. And as you know, I'm trying to grow upright instead of across, so forget the goblet method, go straight up. And I think we're going to have an abundance this year. 13 minutes in already. And thank you for everyone who does support my channel by watching the videos from start to finish. It does really help. Square foot gardening no more. And where we have had plants that have failed, we've put others in their place, and we're just taking the odd leaves. So we've popped that one in there. Got one there. Just keep taking the odd leaves. Will I get time to put the strops around this to stop them all flopping over? I hope so. These are the original red onion sets we planted before the winter. These are the ones that we planted afterwards. As you can see, they're going to seed, and yes, we'll let them go to seed and we'll save the seed. I'll show you what's happened to these shallots as well. The weather's been very unpredictable, but we have to manage what the weather throws at us. So I've emptied one of these beds, and I was quite surprised how much quality material we got. Somebody's digging there, but the worms that were in this and still are, and Jason and Colleen at Clive's Conundrum Garden said, I'm going to have some lovely brassicas in this, and I can see why. So I need to get that one undone, and all the cardboard and biggy bits will go into the compost bin. And I'm still finding these are the little bags that they grow things in. They never really compost down very well, but one year I had a load of wood chips delivered, and it looked like they'd put a pillow or a quilt through it, and I'm still finding bits now. That mould is all dried out now. Thank you for everyone who told me what it was. I've still got a few carrots left. Can't believe they're still growing, but I need to make sure that the water doesn't get to them this time. And the ones on the left have all now been thinned out. Just getting the odd weed, not too bad considering, because we put the cocoa coir down as well. And it looks like, yeah, we've got 2 seeds there. I did start putting 2 seeds in because they've got good germination. They were good putting 3 and then cutting 2 off. Need to do another sowing. I'm moving back to using my street lamps. Last year the rats had my sweet corn, so yeah, come on, see if you can climb up there. He'll probably say, well, I'm going to climb up that bit of wood and jump across. But anyway, let's see. And these are great if you can see the compost outside and then the compost inside. It's really good for moisture retention, so we just water down the sides. I'll show you that in a little bit in the polytunnel, what we've got doing there. Hopefully we'll keep the rats off this time. It's been very dry, and I have been running the hoe over some of the beds because there's been that many weeds. But what I do, I drag back the dry material, exposing, where's my hand, exposing the damper material. It's quite warm as well, and then I'll just move that elsewhere, sift it or whatever. But if you could imagine planting straight into that, it's all falling in. Look, as he points the camera in the right direction, everything falls in. So I do scrape it back. Surprising how wet it is underneath if you don't dig your soil. This is the good thing about no dig. So these are going to be my bean frames, beds, etc. I uncovered them, so I let all the weeds grow. Then I've chopped them down, but you know, it doesn't take much just to take them off. And as you can see, that has had some very good use by many other people other than me. So hopefully, once they've germinated, nothing else will grow. So hopefully we won't get too many weeds grow. So leaving your beds open for a good month will always help. Some broad beans started to appear now. Shallots all going to seed. I'll leave some. I don't think they're going to be any good, are they, guys? The actual bulbs for pickling? Let me know. Now they've gone to seed. Fill that bed up. These carrots are grown in these tubs, and there's wicks going down into the barrels. And I'm very diligent. Ooh, how embarrassing. Yeah, pulled him out by the root. Take that. We'll compost you in the future. Some of these didn't germinate, so I shall double check the seeds, and the ones that didn't germinate, they were sowed by 2015, guys, so not one's grown there, so we'll get rid of those. Elephant garlic's nearly ready, the scapes are there, and we'll be harvesting those and popping those into some of the stir fries that we've been having with the asparagus. These are looking nice. Major disaster with the long roots. I didn't set the water right, and it washed a lot of the compost right out to the bottom. So hopefully we'll get something, maybe nothing this year. Lesson learned. Nick the Gardener, Hendrick's snow peas, growing nicely. Bill and Val's pongo beans. Got some each side. And we've got radish planted wherever we can get it these days. Find a space, use it. More potatoes up next to the polytunnel. Time's clicking on, guys. I'm rushing a bit. These irrigation planters, hose lock, I've had to fill them up 3 times. The wicking system works really well. I've got some show dahlias from a really good grower. I'm going to have a little crack at that. Here's some of the giants in the polytunnel. Come on, grow, grow, grow. massive. This is how I grow my beans, and if you put the umbilical cordy bit at the bottom, the roots go down, and then it won't be long then before the shoots pop up. If you get them upside down, they tend to break through the cardboard and come up anywhere. They're doing okay. Vegega raised beds are now in here. All those blue barrels are gone. Made a few adjustments, and they fit in here nicely now. Spot on. So cucumbers, you've seen me using pipes to water, but let me just get the watering can. As we know, damping off is an issue with cucumbers and a few things, so I'll just water down the side, and no water touches the stem, similar to those tomato round green thingy bobs halos. But these haven't cost me nothing. These are just old street lighting, old antique street lighting covers. And lots of plants on the swinging board, cabbage, tomatoes, etc. Desperate to go in. Thumbs up, thumbs down for the interaction. If you've enjoyed the content of this video, then please, why not consider subscribing, and as always, leave me a comment on whatever you like. Give the comments a thumbs up, read the comments, join in with the comments, and hopefully the yellow courgette won't be long before it germinates and I can get that planted as well. Don't plant them together. If you've got them in pots, I'll leave it about a month in a pot and then plant them again, and then you get a little bit of a successional sowing. Jerusalem artichokes looking very lush. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.